How you doing, guys? I'm back with another horror collection update. I got 6 titles that I'm going to talk about today, and I got these all at GameCycle. Now, GameCycle is a place I have mixed feelings about, mainly because of their buying and selling practices. Basically, they'll buy movies at really low prices, and if the movie ends up being rare, they kind of jack up the price and charge way too much for it. Like, they go by eBay prices, which I think are ridiculous, because no one's ever sold anything on eBay for those ridiculous movie prices, like $200 for something, or $50, $60. Anyways, so I'm going to show you what I got. Alright, first up, we got Animal, and this is a Scream Factory release. This is one of the movies that aired on Chiller originally. This one kind of reminded me a little bit of Feast. Like, the creature even looks similar. And the reason why I picked this one up, well, mainly because it's the Scream Factory release, but also because of who it stars. It's got a couple of Nickelodeon stars. It's got Keke Palmer, and she was in True Jackson VIP, and Elizabeth Grillis, and she was in Victorious. So if you ever seen that show, she was the goth girl that was always kind of mean, but she was also kind of hot as well, which is another reason why I picked this one up. She's also playing the daughter of Dennis Leary in the new FX show, Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll. Luckily, she still has the goth look. Basically, this film is about a group of teens that are out in the woods, and they run afoul of this creature that's there for no reason. There's no lore, there's no scientific explanation for it. It's just there, and they get chased into a cabin which has 3 other survivors in it that have been there for a couple days, and they're trying to figure out what to do when the creature's trying to get inside. This movie's alright. I don't know what else to say, but it's not really all that great. Like, it's good for a watch. Like, I wouldn't recommend you pick this up unless you get it for a couple dollars. This one does have reversible artwork, which I kind of like a little bit better, but it also still reminds me of a Feast. And of course, they changed the tagline on here. This one, Fear Lives in the Dark. The other one says it's feeding time, which is even more derivative of Feast. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Alright, the next pickup is an Anchor Bay release, and that's The Drownsman. This one I was really interested in checking out. I stumbled across this originally at Walmart, but I didn't want to pay $20 for it. I know Moods did a review of this one where he was kind of lukewarm on it, and I kind of know why, like, after watching it. Basically, this movie is about a serial killer that likes to drown women, and then someone gets a hold of him and ends up drowning him, like one of his victims, and then he becomes a supernatural entity that exists in water. This one has almost an all-female cast, which I thought was kind of cool. Another reason why I picked this one up is I love this artwork, even though it's a little bit derivative of the artwork for Shivers. You got the girl in the bathtub here. Now, this film is kind of like a Freddy Krueger film, basically, but instead of like dreams, the whole thing is water. It's like you can't be around water. Like, in fact, the star of this movie, she almost drowns at the beginning, and somehow she becomes connected to the spirit of the drownsman, and then she's like afraid to even bathe or drink or whatever, and her friends are trying to help her, and somehow they summon this guy all the way back from the netherworld or whatever. Now, this film, like, its logic is very similar to another film called Ghost Shark. I don't know if you ever saw that. It came out, I think it was a little while ago, a couple of years ago. And basically, Ghost Shark was a shark that could exist in any form of water. Like, there was a silly scene where it appeared in a water cooler, and a guy drank the ghost shark, and it burst through his body. Or there was another scene where these girls were doing a car wash thing, and the ghost shark appeared there. Or a fire alarm went off and it appeared. That's basically the same kind of premise, where, like, if it's raining, he's there, or if someone drinks some water, he's there. Someone spills some water, he's there. The sink overflows, he shows up. The main problem with this one that kind of bothered me was they didn't take advantage of the shower scene. I think there's like 4 or 5 hot girls in this movie. None of them take a shower in the film. This is a Canadian film, and I don't know how they missed that. Like, you'd think they would have done at least one shower sequence in this movie, but they didn't. I still enjoyed it for a watch, though. I can't recommend this one 100%, but maybe if you just want to have the artwork so you can display it in your collection. Alright. Next up, we got Scavenger Killers. This is a midnight releasing. I'm trying to get more of their releases. I actually fell asleep on this one. I need to go back and finish it. But from what I saw, it looks like there's like this judge and this defense attorney are kind of in cahoots, and they're basically rigging the trials so that people get off, and then after the trial they go back and they kill them. This film has a Herschel Gordon Lewis feel, which I kind of like. Like, it is kind of cheap, which kind of turned me off. I hate when films have that ultra or that shot on video look, and this one does have that. And the acting isn't all the way up to par, but you know, I don't really see these around a lot often, so I decided to pick this one up. I think there's supposed to be a sequel to this called Bleeding Hearts or something. I'm going to try to get that as well. This one stars Eric Roberts, although I don't remember seeing him in any scenes. I probably fell asleep too soon. But I did see Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell. I saw him. Still looked kind of awkward, though. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll finish this one soon. Alright. Next, we have a Redemption release. And this one's kind of like an upgrade double dip for me. And that's The Living Dead Girl. And this is on Kino Lorber's Redemption line. I really love Jean Rollin films, and this is one of my favorites. This is such an odd film. Basically, this woman has been dead for, they didn't say exactly how long, but it couldn't have been too long because she didn't rot. But these people, they put toxic waste in this tomb, and it brings her back from the dead. And she's kind of like a cross between a zombie and a vampire. And like, she needs flesh to live. And then when she comes back from the dead, she calls her long-lost friend, girlfriend, and she comes back, and together they're killing people to keep her fed, I guess. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I really wish this one had starred Brigitte LaHaye, but this woman here, she's just as gorgeous as she is. I really like these releases. I need to pick up more. I only have a couple other ones from these new lines, because the original ones were released through Image, and they were mostly non-anamorphic, which is why I wanted to upgrade. And there's tons of special features on here, interviews and stuff like that. This one even comes with a 12-page booklet on the films of Jean Rollin. But hopefully I can get some more of these. I'm probably going to have to order them from Amazon, because over at Cinema One they're way too pricey. Alright, next up we have the reincarnation of Isabel. This was originally another Redemption release through Image. And this actually, I didn't do my research, this actually has a new release on Blu-ray and DVD from Kino Lorber as well. But I just figured this one wasn't too expensive. I figured I'd try this one out. There was another film I watched that stars Mickey Hargitay. Now, I guess he is the father of the girl from what the hell's it? Law and Order SVU. I think Mariska Hargitay. So he's in this movie as some kind of muscle man type thing. And there's some vampires and stuff, and they're trying to bring this woman back to life. This movie looks really, really nutty, and all the reviews I read on IMDb say it's nutty. Now, I was really worried about this release because it's from something called Cheesy Flicks, but the quality is decent. It's not great. I bet you it's probably nowhere near even the quality of the original Image release. But I'm looking forward to checking this one out. It looks kind of nutty, and it's also not dubbed, which is kind of nice. You know, and there they got the little selling points. Seduced virgin, vampires on a feeding frenzy, bare-breasted woman tortured, you know, whatever. Hyperbole. Alright, and last up for this release, we have Tales from the Hood. This one's long out of print. This is an HBO release, when they had HBO video. So far, none of these films have been re-released from the HBO for some reason, at least in Region 1. I also have an HBO release of Split Second, although there's been a really cool Blu-ray release of that movie on Region 2, which I really need to get my hands on, and Region B, I guess. This one is an anthology movie. As you can tell by the title, it's kind of based on the Tales from the Crypt. This one was produced by Spike Lee, which actually I think is a hindrance for this film. This is a film I haven't seen in about almost 20 years. You got Clarence Williams III here. He was from Mod Squad originally. Basically, they got these gangbangers break into a funeral home, and then Clarence Williams III is the caretaker of the funeral home, and he's going through, or the funeral director, what you want to call him, and he's going through telling you stories, and most of them deal with race. This one actually has a nice etching out, if I can actually get this to show. There. Of the cover. Which I think actually is a hindrance for this film. I think it should have just been more concerned with telling a decent, scary story. My favorite one in here actually stars David Alan Grier and this boy that has some powers. I won't get into the powers if you haven't seen this movie. I think eventually this film might get another re-release. I don't know. This will probably be one of the last of the out-of-print DVDs that I pick up, mainly because too many of them are showing up on Scream Factory releases. Like a little while ago I picked up The Guardian, and now that one's been announced for a release. But one I'm really excited for that's coming out next year is Jack's Back with David Spader. I've always liked that film. It came out back in 1988 when they had like a little bit of the furor, or fan furor for Jack the Ripper. That was the 100-year anniversary back then. Alright guys, that's my update. I want to thank all my new subscribers and everybody who's ever commented on my videos or watched my videos. Alright guys, I guess I'll see you all later.